Catskill Mountains, New York. September 1988. A 19-year-old heavyweight champion, 5'10", 220 pounds of compressed muscle and rage, stood outside a weathered gymnasium and said to a reporter, "I hit harder than any man who ever lived. Harder than Ali. Harder than Foreman. Put me in a room with any of them in their prime, I walk out alone." Tension music builds. The words cut through the boxing world like a straight right hand. Mike Tyson, undefeated, undisputed, unstoppable, had just challenged the legacy of Muhammad Ali, the man who defined heavyweight boxing for 2 decades. Ali was 46 years old now, his hands trembling from Parkinson's, his voice a whisper of the weapon it once was. But he was still Ali. And Ali never let a challenge go unanswered. The question wasn't whether Ali would respond. The question was how. Because what happened next wasn't a fight. It was something far more devastating. Word spread through boxing gyms, sports bars, and newsrooms like wildfire. The headline screamed from every sports section, "Tyson claims he hits harder than Ali." Radio hosts debated it for hours. In Los Angeles, in Philadelphia, in Chicago, old trainers shook their heads. Young fighters smirked. "Tyson's right," they said. "Ali was fast, but Tyson's power is different. Tyson ends fights." The debate split generations. Those who'd watched Ali, who'd seen him absorb George Foreman's bombs in Zaire, who'd witnessed him survive Joe Frazier's left hooks in Manila, they knew something the young lions didn't. Power wasn't just about force. It was about timing, precision, understanding. But Tyson's claim had merit. His knockout reel was biblical. 35 fights. 31 knockouts. Opponents folded like lawn chairs. Trevor Berbick, crumpled. Michael Spinks, demolished in 91 seconds. Larry Holmes, destroyed. These weren't just victories. They were erasures. 3 weeks passed. Negotiations began. Not for a fight, Ali's body wouldn't permit that, but for something else. A demonstration. A teaching moment. The request came through intermediaries, boxing promoters, HBO executives, journalists who knew both men. They approached Ali's wife, Lonnie, at their home in Michigan. "Mike wants to understand," one of them said. "He's young. He doesn't know what he doesn't know." Ali listened, his hands folded in his lap, trembling slightly. When he spoke, his voice was soft but clear. "Tell him to meet me at Deer Lake. Tell him to bring his coach. Tell him to bring his confidence." The date was set, October 15, 1988. The location, Ali's old training camp in Pennsylvania, the sanctuary where he'd prepared for Foreman, for Frazier, for the wars that built his legend. The camp was quiet now, half abandoned, the heavy bags still hanging like ghosts of violence past. Nobody knew what would happen next. Tyson arrived with Cos D'Amato's successor, Kevin Rooney, and a small entourage. They expected a press conference. A photo opportunity. Maybe some old war stories from Ali. What they got was something else entirely. The gymnasium was small, intimate. Afternoon light slanted through the windows, catching dust motes in golden columns. 2 speed bags hung in the corner. A single ring dominated the center, its canvas stained with decades of sweat and blood. Perhaps 50 people were present, trainers, journalists, a few old fighters who trained with Ali in the 70s. Ali stood near the ring apron, wearing a simple black tracksuit. He moved slowly, deliberately, the Parkinson's visible in the slight shuffle of his feet. But his eyes, those eyes still burned with something unmistakable. Tyson entered, and the energy shifted. He wore street clothes, jeans, a leather jacket, a white t-shirt stretched across his chest. He didn't smile. He never smiled. His presence compressed the air, made the room feel smaller. The 2 men shook hands. Tyson's grip was iron. Ali's trembled. But Ali didn't let go. The gymnasium smelled of old leather, liniment, and history. The temperature was cool, October in Pennsylvania, but the bodies packed into the small space created pockets of warmth. You could hear everything: the creak of the floorboards, someone clearing their throat in the back, the metallic ticking of a wall clock that probably hadn't been wound correctly in years. Ali stood facing Tyson across the ring. Neither man had entered it yet. Kevin Rooney positioned himself near Tyson's left shoulder, arms crossed, expression unreadable. The journalists formed a loose semicircle, notebooks out, cameras ready. One photographer kept adjusting his lens, the soft click-click-click of the aperture the only sound. 30 seconds passed. Nothing happened. Tyson shifted his weight from foot to foot, An unconscious fighter's habit, the predator's readiness. His shoulders rolled forward slightly, his head tilted down. Even standing still, he looked coiled. Dangerous. Ali remained motionless. The tremor in his hands continued, but his breathing was calm, measured. Observers later noted that he seemed to be waiting for something, though nobody could identify what. Was Ali afraid? Did Tyson have a point? Those questions hung in the air, unspoken but present in every glance exchanged between the witnesses. Then Ali spoke. "Come here, champ." His voice was barely above a whisper, but it carried. Tyson stepped forward, and Ali gestured toward the ring. "Get in." Tyson glanced at Rooney, who nodded. The young champion climbed through the ropes with the fluid efficiency of a man who'd done it 10,000 times. He moved to the center, standing on the stained canvas, and waited. Ali climbed in after him. Slower. Carefully. Each movement considered. When he finally stood across from Tyson, the contrast was startling. Ali, 6'3", now gaunt, trembling. Tyson, compact, brutal, still. The crowd pressed closer to the ring. Someone coughed. The sound was too loud, almost offensive in the tension. Ali raised his right hand, palm open, fingers spread. He held it between himself and Tyson, about chest height. "Hit my hand," he said. Tyson blinked. "What?" "Hit my hand. Hard as you can." The request confused everyone. This wasn't a power demonstration. This wasn't a sparring session. This was something else. Tyson looked at Rooney again. Rooney shrugged. "Do it." Tyson stepped forward, set his feet in the classic D'Amato stance, narrow, knees bent, weight distributed perfectly, and cocked his right hand. The muscles in his shoulder bunched. His jaw tightened. Every person in that room knew what Tyson's right hand could do. They'd seen it collapse men built like oak trees. "Wait," Ali said. "Tell me before you throw it. Say now." Tyson frowned. "What?" "When you're ready to hit my hand, say the word now. Then throw the punch." The confusion deepened. Journalists exchanged glances. One of them would later write, "It felt like we'd stumbled into a Zen koan, not a boxing demonstration." But Tyson nodded. "All right." He reset. Feet planted. Weight coiled. Right hand chambered. The room held its breath. 5 seconds passed. Nothing. Then Tyson's voice, sharp and sudden, "Now." His right hand exploded forward, a piston of compressed violence, the same punch that had ended Michael Spinks, the same weapon that had terrorized heavyweight boxing. Sharp impact sound. But it hit only air. Ali's hand wasn't there anymore. Then Ali moved. Not fast. Not the blur he'd been in the 60s and 70s. But perfectly. Precisely. His hand dropped 6 inches, no more, no less, just as Tyson's fist carved through the space where it had been. The movement was minimal, economical, the kind of efficiency that only comes from understanding violence at a cellular level. Tyson's momentum carried his arm forward. He blinked, recalibrated, reset. "Again," Ali whispered. This time, Tyson didn't ask questions. He set his feet, called now, and threw the right hand faster, harder, with everything. Ali's hand moved a split second after the word left Tyson's mouth. Down. To the left. 3 inches. Tyson's knuckles passed through empty air again, so close observers swore they heard the wind resistance. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. Tyson's expression shifted. The confidence flickered. He tried again. Now. Miss. Now. Miss. Now. Miss. 8 attempts. 8 misses. Tyson was breathing harder now, not from exertion but from confusion. His punches were getting wilder, less controlled. The frustration was visible, jaw clenched, eyes narrowed, shoulders rigid. Ali's hand kept moving. Down. Left. Right. Up. Never more than necessary. Never wasted motion. His face remained calm, almost gentle. On the 9th attempt, Tyson didn't say anything. He just threw the punch, trying to catch Ali off guard. Ali's hand moved before Tyson's arm extended. Somehow, impossibly, he'd read the intention before the action. The punch missed by 6 inches. Tyson froze. His arm hung in the air, fist clenched, the follow-through incomplete. For 3 seconds, he didn't move. Then his arm dropped. His shoulders sagged slightly. Something fundamental had just broken. Kevin Rooney would later say, I watched Mike's whole worldview shatter in that ring. He'd built everything on the belief that power conquers all. Ali just showed him that timing beats power. Precision beats strength. Knowledge beats youth. Ali lowered his hand. The tremor was still there, still visible. But now everyone understood, the tremor didn't matter. The body might fail, but the mind, the understanding of space, timing, distance, intention, that remained perfect. You hit hard, champ, Ali said, his voice soft. Hardest I've seen. But power don't mean nothing if it don't land. He gestured for Tyson to come closer. The young champion stepped forward, confusion and something like or mixing in his expression. Ali placed both trembling hands on Tyson's shoulders. You want to know the secret? Tyson nodded, unable to speak. You're trying to hit me after you decide to hit me. I'm moving before you decide. I see your eyes. I see your shoulder. I see your breath change. Your body tells me the truth before your fist does. That's the difference between hitting hard and hitting. You hit hard. I hit. The distinction seemed simple, almost too simple. But in that moment, with 50 witnesses watching, with the afternoon light fading through the windows, with the smell of old leather and new understanding mixing in the air, the truth of it landed heavier than any punch. Tyson's eyes glistened. According to 3 journalists present, he whispered, "How did you do that?" Ali smiled, the first real smile since Tyson had arrived. 40 years, champ. 40 years of people trying to hit me. You learn. What happened next became the subject of debate for decades. Some witnesses say Tyson tried 12 more times, each attempt ending the same way, Ali's hand moving, Tyson's fist hitting air. Others say they moved to the heavy bag, where Ali demonstrated his theory with devastating simplicity, having Tyson call his shots while Ali slipped them with his eyes closed, relying purely on the sound of Tyson's voice and the shift of air pressure. What everyone agrees on is this: when they finally stepped out of the ring, Tyson was a different fighter. The two men sat on a wooden bench against the wall, the same bench where Ali had rested between rounds before Manila, before Zaire, before the wars. Tyson sat with his elbows on his knees, head down, processing. Ali sat upright, hands folded, trembling, waiting. I thought I knew, Tyson said finally. I thought power was everything. Ali's response was measured, each word chosen carefully. Power's a tool, champ. Just a tool. Hammer don't build the house. The carpenter builds the house. You got the best hammer I ever seen. But you gotta learn to be the carpenter. One observer later wrote in Ring magazine, I've covered boxing for 30 years. I've seen every kind of confrontation, press conference brawls, weigh-in theatrics, genuine bad blood. I've never seen anything like what happened at Deer Lake. It wasn't a fight. It was a transmission of knowledge, one master to another, done with such quiet authority that even Tyson, who fears no man, stood humbled. The philosophical lesson extracted itself cleanly. Technique conquers power, every time. Precision beats strength. Timing beats speed. Understanding beats instinct. But the deeper lesson, the one Ali wanted Tyson to grasp, was about ego. About the difference between being the hardest hitter and being the best fighter. About how mastery isn't about what you can do to others, but what others can't do to you. You're young, Ali said, standing slowly, extending a trembling hand to help Tyson up. You got time. You got power. Now go get knowledge. Tyson took his hand and stood. They embraced, a brief moment of connection that photographers scrambled to capture. When they separated, Tyson's expression had changed. The hard mask was gone. In its place, something open, curious, humbled. Kevin Rooney pulled Tyson aside as they prepared to leave. Their conversation was private, but one journalist with good ears caught fragments. You saw what I saw? Rooney asked. Tyson nodded. That wasn't about being old or young. That was about knowing. Really knowing. The impact of those 43 minutes at Deer Lake rippled outward. Tyson's next 3 fights showed a subtle shift. Less reliance on pure power. More patient setups. Better feints. He was trying to incorporate what Ali had shown him, that the space before the punch matters more than the punch itself. In interviews over the following months, Tyson's tone changed when discussing Ali. The bravado disappeared. I learned something that day, he told a reporter in December 1988. I learned that I don't know shit. I thought I was the baddest man on the planet. Maybe I am. But Ali's in his 40s, can barely hold his hand steady, and he made me miss 9 straight punches. That's mastery. That's what I'm chasing now." The story became legend in boxing circles. Old trainers used it to teach young fighters the limits of physical gifts. "You can have all the power in the world," they'd say, "but if you're fighting someone who sees 3 seconds into the future, your power don't mean nothing." We face doubters too. In our work, our relationships, our pursuits. People who claim they're stronger, faster, better equipped. And sometimes they are. Sometimes they hit harder. But Ali proved something that day in 1988, something that transcends boxing. Mastery isn't about physical dominance. It's about understanding. It's about seeing what others miss. It's about moving not because you're faster, but because you know where to move before the other person knows where they're striking. The 46-year-old Ali, trembling hands and all, didn't need to throw a single punch to defeat the most feared knockout artist of his generation. He did it with knowledge. With timing. With 40 years of understanding accumulated in muscles, nerves, and instinct so deep it operated below conscious thought. Today, martial artists still study that encounter. Not the fights. The non-fight. The demonstration. Because it encapsulated everything combat sports are truly about, not the violence itself, but the control of violence. The prevention of violence through superior position, timing, and understanding. Historical records confirm that Ali and Tyson spoke twice more before Ali's death in 2016. Both conversations were private. But those who knew both men say the relationship changed that October afternoon. Tyson had arrived seeking validation of his power. He left having discovered something more valuable, the limits of power and the infinite depth of knowledge. 43 minutes. 9 punches. 0 contact. The day Mike Tyson learned that hitting hard isn't the same as hitting. The day Muhammad Ali, hands trembling, body failing, proved one last time why he was the greatest. Not because he could take a punch, but because he never had to.